July 8th, 2011. Look at all the sediment flowing into Falls Lake from Lick Creek in Durham, North Carolina off Highway 98 at the bridge. According to the National Weather Service at RDU, we had less than half an inch of rainfall. Southeast Durham is the new urban growth area for Durham, which means a lot of new development at up to 70% impervious surface. It is known that much of Durham has Triassic Basin soils. These soils are impervious and highly erodible when disturbed. Where is the sediment coming from? Let's backtrack and see if we can find where the sediment originates. One of the problem developments, certainly not the only one, is Ravenstone in Durham. Ravenstone has been a problem for many years. Ron Horvath, the engineer, claims to have fixed the problems. Has everything been fixed? There are many violations from the Department of Environment and Natural Resources. There were 6 different instances where the engineer designed something one way and built it a totally different way. For example, off Ashburn Lane, Horvath put a detention pond in a stream. Most engineers know this is a big no-no. You can see all the sediment in the detention pond flowing down the stream in the back. He did this twice in this development. Why would he build it this way? It's cheaper. Another problem area is off Bandock and Rondelet. This area has been improved, but not enough to stop the powerful flow of water that is now eating away the street. Also note the muddy creek. Let's take a walk down the creek and see where it connects into Lick Creek. You can see the erosion of the banks. The creeks are having trouble handling the amount of water flowing down the stream. More impervious surface means more runoff, and remember, this is after less than 1/2 inch of rain. So who is responsible for cleaning up this mess and fixing the stream? Ravenstone is supposedly bankrupt. They didn't pay their fines, they didn't correct all the problems, and yet they are still building. Is the Homeowners Association responsible? Is the City of Durham responsible? Could this development have been engineered better, and is the engineer responsible? Who is accountable and who pays? Lick Creek at Olive Branch Road had a stream restoration in 2010. Let's take a look at the stream and see if its health has improved. Looks pretty muddy, doesn't it? Mr. Horvath wants Durham City Council to approve the Leesville Road Active Adult Community. There are concerns about this development for several reasons. The impervious surface is really high for residential development at 45%. Crabtree Creek already has flooding issues. Mass grading hundreds of acres of land that is highly erodible and impervious is certainly going to cause more stormwater issues. In a recent article in the News and Observer, Developers Eye East Durham, Horvath claims the project would avoid the stringent new regulations affecting Falls Lake's watershed by draining into the Neuse River downstream by way of Crabtree Creek. There are over 1,300 units proposed for this site. Horvath is claiming that this will cause no significant increase in traffic. But only 80% of the units need at least one person that is over the age of 55. Most people are still employed at age 55, and many families are having children at a later age. Part of this property was illegally logged in the last months because they didn't consider buffers. This development plan is incredibly vague. If this development does not have a fully baked plan, why is there such a rush to get this rezoned? This area lacks infrastructure, roads and utilities, and we were told that it will be a few years before they will begin construction. Why are they seeking a blank check approval? One of the comments from the Planning Commission was that Horvath's plan was disappointing. Horvath states that he is following the UDO. He is following the bare minimum requirements. Is making a D in school a passing grade? Yes, but why not aim for an A or B? These are the same developers, Dale Webb, who developed Amberley and Cary. Here you can see the sediment from this development flowing to Jordan Lake. After the Planning Commission turned down Horvath's request for rezoning, Mr. Horvath amended the rezoning application to change the jurisdiction from county to city. This is not the usual process in a rezoning case. As it stands now, the annexation, sewer, and water extension agreement and rezoning are all scheduled for the August 1st City Council meeting. With all the concerns presented, we encourage Durham City Council to be very careful in the decision process of this development. Durham has been progressive in many areas. We should hold the same high standards for developments in Durham. There are good examples of how developments can be done with less environmental impacts. This development is certainly not one of them.